No one would have expected, inside a neglected garden shed in the Hertfordshire countryside, would be planted the seed of something magical.
Hello everybody, welcome to My Life with Ferrets. I am Keeper Kate, this is Scruffles and this is Wriggles, and they can't wait to tell you what's been going on in their lives since we last saw each other 2 weeks ago. Another creature who is keen to touch base is our guy in the chair, our very own Perrito Enojado, MahdDogg. I was supposed to go smoother. Perrito Enojado, MahdDogg. Hello.
Was that Spanish?
It was Spanish.
Is that Espanol?
It was Espanol for impressively fearsome hound.
Wow.
No, I
like that. What was it?
It's Spanish for angry little puppy.
Accurate, I have to say. Yeah, okay, I could probably live with that.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to this show because we've got an absolute ton of great stuff, and I know I've missed out on all the floof over the course of the week. So I need my fix.
Two weeks, in fact. But before we start, if you haven't already subscribed, we would really appreciate your support. We're forging ahead to the magic 1,000 subscribers right now, so we can get partnership open, and then we can offer a load of great new community tools and services to you. Literally right now, every single sub is treasured. We notice and count them all. So hit that red button and make our day a little brighter. Thank you very much. As usual tonight, we're going to fling open the doors of the enclosure to share a weekend of fun and ferrets broadcast on 5 high-definition cameras around the clock. But first, we have a whole 2 weeks of clips to catch you up on, don't we, MahdDogg?
We do. The first one is, we know she's got a little bit of an obsession with digging. We know this. This is our Wriggles. So, I think the passion that she has for the digging in the sandpit, maybe just easing off a little, just ever so much. Let's see why.
So as you can see, Wriggles digging, and actually she's made an interesting curvy tunnel there, which she was obviously clearly enjoying. But yeah. I put a few captions on screen actually just to help us understand. She says, "Phew, much digging," and then she kind of looks down and goes, "Floor is lava."
Straight into the swinging chair.
Yay! She does that quite a lot now. She seems to have this floor is lava. There she is, enjoying the non-sandpit area of the garden.
Yes.
Looking around.
Having a proper little rest.
And then our co-star comes out. She says, "Wait, where's Wriggles?"
Oh no.
She goes to check. She says, "Ooh, nice hole. Maybe Wriggles is inside it." No. And then she spots Wriggles! What you doing over there?
Why is she not digging? That's a good question. What's happened? Why she turned her back up on the sandpit?
A multifunctional ferret.
That answers that question.
And then they had this adorable fight, which, as you see, I didn't really cut too much out. There was a whole bunch. It was about 6 minutes while they were fighting inside the bag.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it's not going to make great viewing, so I did snip out that bit, but it was really nice actually to see them really enjoying the outside area for the first time without it involving the sandpit.
Yes. It's like the allure has just waned a little bit. The shine's rubbed off the sandpit.
Well, they've realised now it's not going away. It's like it's always going to be there. So they're sort of, and it's good to see them actually getting back to different kinds of play styles, and because I do love watching them rough and tumble. But you know, the first 2 weeks, they didn't even come in here and play around me when I was in here, right? They were just straight out again. But they've got used to it now, I guess, as part of their environment. This is interesting, like, so you see their fighting style now. This is what they do. Sometimes you'll hear sort of like this intense duking when they're fighting and they're rolling around like that. And so what happens, and I guess it's the way they handle prey, one of them will grab hold of a chunk of skin around the head, neck, face area, sometimes, you know, right on the cheek, and then they twist themselves around, and the other one has to twist the same way at the same speed, otherwise they get their face, you know, kind of Chinese burned. So it's really interesting to see the way that they fight and how that, you know, how that must be how they approach kind of prey in the wild, that kind of grab it and then just twist.
Yeah. They do, I mean, they're bouncing around all over here. Wriggles has been through that tunnel so many times already, just trying to get away from it. I think it's very much that Scruffles applies more of a brain to how she goes about fighting in these things. She's got a bit more strategy behind her, whereas Wriggles is just all tank.
Yeah, no, it's true. She's like brute force and not much brain power, whereas Scruffles tends to dance around, you know, and do the avoidance stuff a bit more. But we're so lucky that we got two such different ferrets, right? So that we can have this kind of comparison of the styles.
It is not just shape, but personality. Everything about them's totally different, apart from their love of the snooze. They both do adore a good snooze. And this next one, I think you've aptly named it. Ladies and gentlemen, Snuggle Butts.
So the reason I included this actually is because these days we don't get to see them very much in the bedroom because they're always under the covers. But we captured this the other day. And it was just so Scruffles comes out for a scratch, a sudden urgent need to scratch. And then she sort of tries to push herself back in and she gets halfway there. I cut loads of bits out of this, so she kind of like gets in. Look at that these little toe beans.
Oh,
and then
just straight out behind her back legs, like, no, that's as far as I'm going.
So I cut about 5 minutes out there and she's moved to that position and then she does another kind of... But we're going to see more than one Snuggle Butt soon. So she sort of like goes in.
Full butt. Yeah, she's just the toe bean sticking out now, isn't it?
I know, like the way her tail is kind of curled around the gap like a door.
I thought it made it look like a smiley face.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a smiley face.
It does. I want to put your picture back up on the screen, but I don't want to cover the toe beans up, so I'm not going to.
There we go. And then this is the last. This was about 15 minutes later, and then Wriggles, but her back end falls out as well.
Just two fluffy, snuggly little butts.
Look at that.
That is so cute.
I've got a real thing about her belly as well, about Wriggles' belly. She's got a really cute bit on her belly. I'll show you when we finish looking at the Snuggle Butts.
Right.
But she's got a super cute. I might have to bribe her with a bit of salmon pate. Wriggles, come here. Show your cute bit. So. This
Showing
bit here,
off cute bits.
There's a little bit where the hair meets in the middle, and it's all. I'm sorry, Scott.
Just that little line.
Yeah, and it's just.
It's like a
just
seam.
Really cute. Yeah.
It's her zip where she takes her coat off.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
It's coming up there. Look. It's so cute.
All of the cuteness.
Come on, then. Do you both want a bit of a treat? Oh, I'm going to get some more out. Come up
yes,
here.
definitely. Let's get them back up.
Come on, Scruffles. Come up here. That's it. You've forgotten.
Yeah. Well, it's only apt that we get another look at the girls before we go into the next clip, because the next clip is the sequel I've been dying for. I've been waiting for this for weeks.
We promised you the pigeon, by the way, in a different sort of scenario, but I haven't been able to capture that on video yet. So carry on, MahdDogg, sorry.
But we did manage to get this bit on the Patreon cam. Let's have a look.
So there you have the wood pigeon, the UK's most common pigeon. The wood pigeon is also the largest. Maybe you could read it out because I'm a bit far away from the screen.
Yeah, the breed is mostly grey with white detail on the neck and wing. And you can listen out for its familiar cooing sound and the clattering as it flaps its wings. I think that's what it said. So there's El Pigeon.
And then coming in on the bottom left, if you can see it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Our brave squirrel.
The grey squirrel. Now, the grey squirrel was introduced into the UK in the 1800s. It provides an easy encounter with wildlife for many people, but can be damaging to woodlands and has contributed to the decline of the red squirrel. Though I think our squirrel has a little bit of red in his family history.
That's not uncommon. It's grey squirrels get red in their fur as they age. So they all have, basically.
So he's an old fella. And he's off.
Yeah.
He's gone.
But then I also called on camera, and just read these out because this is a cute bird.
We've got a dunnock, which is an often solitary bird. The dunnock is usually spotted hopping near a flower bed or shrubbery-heavy area. Their movements are a giveaway of their species. Look for a nervous shuffling movement to identify a dunnock in your garden. Yeah, I see quite a lot of those in my garden.
Well, we wouldn't normally have captured those on camera either, but for the fact that camera's right down on the floor, so...
Yeah, just sort of pottering around. The great tit, the largest of the UK tit family. You should be able to see a black head with white cheeks during the winter. It will join other breeds of tit and flock as it goes away.
Yay! So a little bit of wildlife information there as well. Just a few
wildlife
things.
Trivia, extremely badly read out by me.
Well, I did kind of spring it on you.
You did. I wasn't prepared. I hadn't rehearsed. I didn't know my lines or anything, and I was going off a screen that's 250 miles away. I think I did all right. I can hear the applause right now. There we go. But while we didn't have a show last week, we still had a little gathering in here at 7 o'clock before we got everything started over on Twitch. And we had a bit of a chat with everybody, which will be available. You should be able to see the card come up right about. Give us the indication, Kate. It should be there now. You can have a look at a bit of chat where we had some catch up on what we did in the previous week. But one thing that had been promised, and we'd sort of ish had, was a scary VR gaming session with Kate. Though our last session was not scary. It was more frustrating because it didn't get most of the puzzles.
Now, safety first, people. Hand straps on.
Oh, well, that's not that scary.
What's that? Box of matches?
Matches never touch. What? Look, is that pens? Oh, great, just graffiti everywhere as well. The cake is a flop. No. Oh, rotten apples in a bucket. Yes, put the bucket on your head. Perfect. Now when the scary thing happens, you won't forget.
It's on my head. Oh, this is where I wanted to go. That's where I nearly fell off.
Oh, no! What the hell was that? What the smeggerino? Are you just running up the stairs now?
Yes. Oh, I thought it was coming for me.
Sort of War of the Worlds reminiscent.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Oh, call it Dave. That's a lift. Going down for housewares, linens, and towels. Oh, there's a door over there.
Whoa, wait,
It's all right, you went driving.
Yeah, up.
Alyx, everything cut out for a second. I lost the headset video feed. Registered. Now flick your wrist to bring it in. Try catching it.
Mouse, rat.
Oh, careful of that barnacle, Alyx.
Barnacle.
What barnacle?
Oh!
Ew. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Explore everything!
His feet are in my face.
Oh, big red handle. God, I love a big red handle. Oh, it turns.
Right, okay, I've got to turn it until that's going through that one.
Yeah, the blue light goes through. It's like the tripping factor, isn't it?
Oh.
Don't flick the eye stalk. You'll just antagonise it. I mean, literally, that's Chekhov's kerosene canister. Let's have a look at it before you destroy it.
Oh, this was that.
Oh, you were very close to that. Children, do not do this at home.
Alright, that seemed to work. Let's keep doing that.
Give it some welly. There you go.
Have I got a...
Yeah, now you should... Well, you should have used that time to get past it. Oh, it's twitching. It's twitching at you. You made it. Look up. You could smash the wooden ones. Totally worked. Totally worked. See?
Kill them both, won't it, probably?
I think so. Look up for... Whoop. Yay!
Okay.
Okay, there's that one.
I've forgotten how to...
How do you reload? Now. Ladies and gentlemen, there's Kate Russell in a crisis situation.
Oh! In your face, Krabby!
Well, they look all dead to me. You're just going to keep moving.
Yeah, I'm going to keep moving until the worrying...
What? Why? You've still got the gun in your hand. Load it, load it.
I've got the Steam VR thing has come up. I pressed a button and the Steam VR interface was over, which you can't see, but was stopping me from interacting with the game. Oh my god, that was terrifying.
It was 11 p.m. and I was not quiet. My neighbours. I was right by my neighbour Jade's living room, like right by the wall between our living rooms as well. Goodness only knows what they must have thought. I've no idea. Well, yes, I can hear them when they're talking.
Yeah.
So the way I was shouting at the end there, I can't even. But yeah, I'm surprised somebody didn't knock on the door to check if I was all right.
Well, they didn't need to. All they needed to do was tune into YouTube on FerretTube.live, and they would have seen exactly what was happening in your living room.
That's true. But you know, I've never had the courage to play that game because whenever I play VR, I'm on my own, and I'm really excited to actually play the game through. You know, sort of on there when we do because so obviously the reason that we did that partly as well as to fulfil an obligation to people who donated to Special Effect. We obviously had the week off last week, and so it was in a replacement for a weekly show. And we're going to do that, every time we break for the weekly show. So I'm looking forward to you're going to have to, tune in. It's going to be a long, drawn-out thing, especially the speed that I go. But I'm looking forward to actually playing the game because with you in my ear and everybody else sort of like giving, cheering on and giving comments that you're reading out, it gives me a bit more confidence.
Yeah, well, you didn't.
Sorry.
You didn't get to the point where you were tearing the VR headset off and running out of the room. You braved it. You stayed in the game.
Yeah, no, and I totally would have. Although I did virtually run away. I didn't.
Yes, there was that moment with the giant walking robot thing where you freaked out. I freaked out.
Yeah, it was
but
so
you were
funny.
the one in control, whereas I wanted to see what was frightening me.
I know. Yeah, and I was just like, don't run away.
Behind the wall.
I
just want you to work on the bravery aspect of it so that we can actually see the scary things instead of just hear them getting closer behind us. And maybe work on rearming your gun.
I get panicky and then I forget everything. I just forget everything. And then that last thing was I got panicky and I pressed the wrong button and brought up the Steam menu. And then in my panic to try and get rid of the Steam menu, I couldn't remember what button it was to do that. So I'm like, I can't interact with the game. All I can do is stand there and get mauled.
I'll say to everybody, go back to the beginning of this chapter, watch that again. But this time, instead of looking at what's going on the game screen, just look at Kate. Just look at that little image of Kate in the top left-hand corner because some of the reactions and movement are brilliant.
I spent most of it like really hunched up as well. I had really kind of stiff shoulders the next day. I'm going like.
But don't worry, everybody. We did work in breaks every 30 minutes just for safe and healthy use of VR. That's all very important as well, and we'll do that. Like Kate says, we'll do it every time we have one of these little breaks. Yeah. But back to work we went anyway, because the thing that's coming up next. Do you want to give us a little bit of background behind this? What was it that prompted us to make this?
Well, one of the reasons that we wanted to take the week off every, 9th week is to also step back from what we're doing and, reevaluate and also sort of like look around the landscape and see if there are any opportunities that we're missing. And because the schedule is full on, like when we're doing a weekly show, it's really is it's I don't want to say sausage factory because it sounds like there's no care gone into it, but you've got to turn things around, quick sharp. There's no messing.
It's an artisanal sausage factory.
Yeah, an artisanal sausage factory will do.
There we go. That's hipster enough.
And but so in the week off last week, I was kind of like just scouting around, thinking about some things. And one of the TV shows that I love watching on YouTube is Stephen Colbert. And I've followed the American political scene keenly over the last 4 or 5 years, mainly via the medium of late night talk show hosts. So I realise it's not a terribly kind of, it's not a scholarly knowledge that I've gained. But I have, I've watched a lot of Stephen Colbert and others of his ilk. And he did they're doing like a little promo. They basically did a commercial in their Super Bowl ad for a small mom and pop store. And then they reported that, they'd had sort of like massive growth since they put this, this thing on TV. And so they're doing a promotion where they're saying small businesses, send us a video about yourself, hashtag it Colbert Small Biz Bump. And we may put some on the show and stuff. So, probably won't get on the show because we're not American, but a retweet would be nice. So we made a video in pretty much in a day, actually, sort of like from conception to completion. It was like, hey, why don't we do this? There's this thing. What should we do? Let's do this. Okay, and then it was done that in the day.
It just turned around. Yeah.
So this is what we made.
This is what we made. This is what's out there. So if you do see it, check it out on Kate's Twitter at Kate Russell, and give it a retweet and a like. You can do that. Go on, because this is worth it.
Hello, Stephen. I am a professional ferret mum, apparently. The ferrets are escape artists. And my nose gets bitten quite a lot. It's like she's totally trying to do now. Not having it, my nose. The ferret enclosure resides in leafy Hertfordshire in the UK. But as citizens of the internet, we watch your show on YouTube all the time. It's one of the girls' favourites. And the business, FerretTube TV, really lives on the internet too, making content for people from all across the world about things like internet safety and critical thinking in the age of fake media. Ferrets, as well as being completely adorable, are a fantastic engagement tool, especially with so many kids stuck at home during the lockdown and finding it hard to focus on schoolwork. Ow! That's my ear! We've had fantastic results with some of the content we've been making to support schools during Safer Internet Day recently. Oh, she wants to store me. Excuse me. And we've recently built and opened this huge external run. We've only been running for about 7 months. I actually left my job as a BBC tech reporter of 14 years in order to do this, if you can believe it. Ow! Ouch, 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 ouch. This is harassment. Just trying to do a piece to camera. The next goal is to open our doors to rescue ferrets, abandoned ferrets taken up by the RSPCA. And that is where a Colbert-style small biz bump will come in super handy. In order for us to grow to the size where we can support offering a home to more ferrets, we don't need sales. We just need more people to know that we're here, so they can find our content and enjoy it. As well as the educational stuff about ferrets and tech, we've got loads of cute clips going up all the time, and a weekly vlog chronicling my life with ferrets. Ferrets are incredibly cute and curious. You really should come and see us sometime. And did you know they are the favourite small pet in many states across America? Plus, if you really want to live up to the ideal of supporting small businesses, the collective noun for these little furry things is a business of ferrets. Call me a crazy old lady sitting in her shed in Hertfordshire, but it almost seems like we were meant to be together. So, call me, okay? Hello? Oh, gosh, yes. Right, okay. No, just 1 minute. Sorry, Stephen, I have to go. Business calls. Yes. Hello? 3 dozen? Do you want them with or without teeth? We've recently built and opened this huge external run. Did you hurt your nose? She just jumped through the window.
So that was a random extra thing on Thursday.
I like it. It's so delightfully silly.
And we can repurpose that as well. We're going to sort of just do a couple of snips to take out the reference to Stephen Colbert, and it makes a really quite serviceable, sort of happy, fun promo that we can potentially use in other contexts to try and sort of get more people to pay attention to us, basically.
Which is all we need. Just eyes, many eyes,
eyeballs.
and people with subscriber clicking fingers.
Which, if you are subscribed already and are liking what we're doing, then you can always share the video and encourage other people to subscribe. That would be a super big help, because the quicker that we can get to that 1,000 subscribers, the sooner we can really seriously look at bringing additional ferrets into the enclosure. So,
which is what this is all about in the long term. It's about giving homes to unwanted or floof noodles who are just at the end of their working lives, and they need somewhere to come and a retirement home, somewhere to come and chillax. So don't forget, everybody, that you can also engage with us on our Facebook page, on Twitter, on Discord, and also on Instagram. You can find us.
You should go and see the Instagram, because Answer Bunny, Annie, is running that. You have completely different content with a completely different voice. It's still the girls, it's still everything that they're doing, but it's a completely different experience if you want to go over to our Instagram, FerretTube TV. Of course, all the links you need are in the description below.
They are indeed. And as we saw at the end of that, well, in fact, during the entire course of that last clip, the girls don't really understand the pressures and the intensity and the need for professionalism when it comes to making content for anywhere. Basically, they just like to leap about and do their own thing. So we've, as well as the Colbert thing that we've done, we've also been experimenting in shorter format to try and drive some more views and get our content out in front of people who might not normally see it. And to do that, we've been leaning heavily into the YouTube Shorts. So it's only right that we have a quick look at some of the outtakes from the Stephen Colbert bit that we posted as a short.
We've recently built and opened this huge external run. Did you hurt your nose? She just jumped through the window. The ferrets are escape artists. Not having it, my nose. In order for us to... Ow! Ouch, 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 ouch. This is harassment. Just trying to do a piece of camera. Ouch. Oh, she wants to storm me. Excuse me. We've recently built and opened this huge...
So this is the little montage that you would normally get at the end of a Burt Reynolds movie, really, isn't it?
Yeah. This seems like a perfect... So the shorts, basically, for those of you who weren't watching, I think we spoke about it briefly as well 2 weeks ago, but...
Yes.
The shorts is in beta at the moment with YouTube, and you have to film them in the portrait mode. They're specifically for viewing on mobile. It has to be under a minute. And because there's not that many people creating content still, although it's growing rapidly, if you look at the overall size of the audience that's being served and how many look at them on mobile, so when you look at your YouTube app on your mobile now, the first thing is the shorts. So it's pretty exciting. And these outtakes, it seemed like the perfect kind of content for that. It's got to be quick cut. I mean, you did a lot of the research.
Artists, didn't you?
I did. I very much dived in wholeheartedly when we saw the kind of data that was being returned by some people. And like we say, it's a very small window to get this to work, but it's about utilising the tools of the platform that they've developed to allow you to engage with people who consume their media in a different way. And one of the things that we found out that they like a lot is very cute short action clips with music to them that are a little bit fun.
We've recently
and a little
built
bit
and
just
opened this
very easy to consume and very easy to share.
Let's move on, because the first sort of that's one example, but we actually decided we were going to pick out a few examples of the stuff that's been working, and
we did.
So far our best kind of the highest number of views. The reviews only seem to stay sort of active for about 48 hours.
Yeah.
But this is by far our most successful one so far. You and your tree. Come on down there. We've called them cute shorts, which is this kind of a little bit clickbaity in terms of a hashtag, because you wouldn't necessarily, know what cute shorts means.
Could have various different connotations, definitely. But they are what they say they are. They're exactly what they say on the tin. I mean, this one I love. This just slice of their life.
And it seems to be that beat cutting, quick cuts, action shots. See, the ones that have done well so far have all had that sort of. If you can actually go to the shorts. If you're on your mobile phone, then it will be sort of in your recommendations. But if you are on a desktop machine, you can just go to to FerretTube.live, to our YouTube homepage, go to the playlists, and then it's the shorts. Hashtag shorts is one of the playlists in there, and you can watch them all on the PC too. It plays like we're playing it, with the kind of like the blown up image behind it when you're watching it through a browser. There are lots of different styles that we've got, but it's these ones that are really, these ones really seem to have been the most successful.
They have, and it's not something that, because a lot of times you're trying to utilize things like search engine optimization and stuff like that to try and get just to try and get it in front of people, to try and get these little shorts in front of people. But these shorts don't work on the same algorithm that the standard YouTube algorithm is. It's its own separate little algorithm, and it generally seems to be that within 24 hours of it being posted, so long as it's got a decent action like thumbnail to it, it will draw people's attention, and they will click and they will watch it, and they'll watch lots of it over and over again. And it's a great tool. It's a great tool, and it's a great different format because it allows us to express ourselves differently as well.
We've seen a boost in our subscription during the period that we've had the high-performing ones as well. Like that one you just watched got 750 views in the first sort of 24 hours, and we gained 6 subscribers. So, you know, it's and we're not gaining at that speed regularly. No. So at the moment, I mean, obviously, it's a small sample set, just a couple of you know, successful videos. But as the sample set grows, we'll get a clearer picture of what works and what doesn't. And the problem is, by the time, you know, a year down the road, another creator may come to this video, and you know, it might not be the same anymore because you know, as we all know, all of these content platforms and search engines are notorious for changing up their algorithm randomly for no apparent reason to something completely non-transparent. But
yes
that's the joy of being a content creator.
It is. So we have tried a couple of different things on there. You've seen the little montage of the outtakes from the Colbert business bump video, and that little piece there is what's performing well. But one of the first things that we did was make a very short little how-to video for critical thinking during the time that we were doing the stuff for Safer Internet. So let's have a look at this one.
Yep, that's Quails Eggs.
That's totally the wrong one. Let's look at Quails Eggs.
Yes.
This is a surprise. This is the one that surprised me.
Yeah, because it's the one that you'd forgotten to put on there originally. I think it is in the right place potentially, or no, it's in the wrong place.
No, it's in the wrong order. This one was supposed to come afterwards. I made a mistake somewhere.
This one also did well. You know, and it's not fast cut. It's not so much the action, but I think there's something about seeing a creature baffled by an egg that is universally enjoyable.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to say anything. There's no text on it. There's just watching her utterly perplexed with the Quails Egg. She knows there's something tasty in it.
And of course she's a big ball fan as well, but it's not behaving like a normal ball. She's like, she's like, hang on a minute, it's not rolling in the way I'm expecting it to.
She wouldn't be a rugby fan either, would our Wriggles, I don't think.
No. I bought some more Quails Eggs, so I'm going to give them another Quails Eggs next week and see how they cope with it, see if they've learned anything.
Well, I hope so. I mean, this one looks like it's from very early days as well. Because she seems to look a lot smaller on this one.
I think it's just the angle, to be honest with you.
Is it?
I don't know, because it may have been their first Quails Egg, so yeah, you're right. It probably is quite early on.
It's just the difference between how she is now, because you can see that she hadn't really fully adopted that big body shape yet.
She's got much more solid shoulders now, hasn't she?
She was just such a weenie one. Oh, bless her. Well, let me see if I can get the correct clip for this next one.
Most people share disinformation not because they're a bad person, but because they've been tricked themselves into thinking it's real. Now that's a hard thing to admit to on social media, so any discussion you have with them about this needs to be thoughtful and kind. You won't change anyone's mind with aggressive arguments and insults. You must stay reasonable and true to science and logic. And know when to step away from a conversation if the poster's mind is completely closed to the possibility of having been wrong.
So, yeah, I mean, that's a little informational one, little tiny snippet of a package. Again, it uses the principle that we've been working on where we're sort of just reusing content. We're not actually, creating anything new. Once we've created something, we can then repurpose it for lots of different formats. So, not such a big kind of draw, that one, I think, on numbers, but it's nice to have those in there because I think those are the kinds of thing that will, always be of interest.
Yeah. It was the first one that we put out, and it behaved in the way that it was expected to behave from the way that the system's been described to us, which is the first 24 hours, really, nobody's going to look at it. And then after 24 hours, it got served up onto the short shelf on YouTube, where it was seen by everybody who's involved in the beta and everybody who can get access to it on their mobile phones. And that's where we saw the numbers come flying in. Don't really know whether it was to do with the content itself or whether it was just simply the fact to do that it was a short. The indications are that it may be because it was a short, the first one to come through from us, and it got served up to a lot of people. But it did get rewatched a number of times.
Yeah,
did get rewatched a number of times, and that's important for these
and
shots.
There's a definite spike for some of them, isn't there? I mean, it's not like but there is like just the odd one just gets really spiked. So
yeah, and I think that comes down to, from what we've identified so far, that just comes down to the fun factor of it. Does it look fun while you're looking at it on a phone? Yes, and that's what people want to click on.
Talking of which, we chose our two favourite.
Yes, we did.
Ones, and so that's the science of it that we've just been discussing. But MahdDogg, what's your favourite?
My favourite has to be the one that we entitled "Attack of the Ferrets," because it's pure bounce and nothing but. It's this one.
I did then have a trawl through my old archives of stuff that I'd filmed, because we were filming everything in 16:9 landscape mode, and sometimes I accidentally started the camera recording when it was in portrait mode, and the shot wasn't landscape. So I actually just went through the archives and got a huge timeline of random stuff that was filmed the wrong way, and was able to make quite a few more. Which again, if you have a look on the shorts, also Annie is putting them on their Instagram as well, so you can check them out on there. But my favourite, we're calling Attack Hand, because it features my kind of exciting fingers that get the girls bouncing and reacting quite fun. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed, and if you haven't yet, you can make our day by hitting that red button right now. I'm really looking forward to this weekend, I'll be honest with you, because obviously we haven't sort of made a show, and I've got a couple of projects that I want to evolve, one of which involves an extraordinarily long box and a hidden camera.
Ooh, I'm intrigued.
I know. There's going to be no cooking in this week's show, but next week I'm going to be making duck soup and an egg McMuffin. So if you're missing
egg McMuffin,
yeah, Stuart found a recipe. Yeah,
Right.
Stuart found a recipe for an egg McMuffin that you make at home, and sausage and egg McMuffin rather that you make at home with the sausage patty and the melted cheese and the muffin and everything. And I love the taste of McDonald's sausage and egg McMuffins, as I do I believe you. So anyway, I'm going to give Stuart's recipe a go. Maybe you should do it too. That's a great idea.
If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna step it up a bit from that recipe. I think.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean that recipe's really simple. It's just get some pork meat, add some flavourings to it, fry it in a pan, stick it on a toasted muffin with a fancily done egg, and that's it. It's over.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that? Where's the challenge?
Then you eat it.
Well, yeah, all right. The fun is in the eating of it, but I think the challenge would be in not buying the muffins.
Oh, you're going to make your own muffins.
Yeah, I'm a dab hand in the kitchen. I can bake.
Interesting.
I'm going to have a go at making my own English muffins.
Okay, well, if you want to tune in next week, we will be making egg McMuffins, me putting in considerably less effort and probably doing a lot less washing up.
Most definitely. I don't think I'll be able to make much of a video presentation out of it because I don't even have a tripod. But I will attempt to shoot some footage of the process of my...
We just need to see the finished thing, really, unless you and maybe some of the bread making.
The bread making, you definitely want to see a little bit of that.
But that's, of course, is all next week. We are now going to throw open the doors and settle the girls down for the night on our live to Twitch stream. So the only thing that remains to be done is see what the girls get up to next. As we all know, Saturday is Fatterday. There's been no updates from the vets this week. I haven't spoken to the vets. We're still going with the Pepto-Bismol twice a day. Last week, this one lost quite a lot, but Scruffles gained. So this week, we're getting snuggled with teeth. This week we're really hoping for a double weight gain. Should we go for a double chonker? A double chonker today, yes? Yes? So, let's weigh them. Come here, ladies, both of you. Oh, no, jumping the gun. That there. That there. And we'll do Scruffles first. 681. Wriggles.
Was a disaster, but now I don't care. 'Cause you took
843, 842. So that's Scruffles. Last week was 689 and she's now 681. So she's lost weight, but only 8 grams. And Wriggles has put on weight, 626, and up to 826 up to 842. Hello, sweet pea. So not a double gain, but that's pretty good. And one of them's obviously flaring up because I've noticed the poops the last couple of days. But if she's flaring up, she's just lost a little bit of weight. I can live with 8 grams as long as she puts on weight next week. So we'll keep going. I'm going to keep going with the Pepto-Bismol for another week because the vet said not to worry about giving too much. Give it whenever their poop looks like it needs it, and their poop looks like it needs it. So I'm going to keep on with and if you think about it, actually, when we had the Pepto-Bismol for the Helicobacter, it was 3 weeks course, and it wasn't until into the 3rd week that it started to take effect. So
Show me how to heal.
fingers crossed next week we'll get a double chonk. But that's really good news so far.
The long box project. This is a 2 meter long box that I was sent a pop-up for an event in. So the plan is to take our Patreon cam, which has got night vision, cut a hole that is exactly the right size for it in the bottom of the box, tape it in place and give it to the girls to play with.
Okay, the girls are fast asleep in bed, so I'm going to go and sneak this into their room.
In and out without getting busted. Now let's see what they think when they find it.
It is. Oh. She's just not the cutest thing ever. You're so clever. My little meerkat. She grabs hold of me. Oh, you're going to fall. You lost your balance. You were doing so well, though. Mwah. Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they play with the tunnel. You know, I think, you know, initially they'll be sort of sniffing and exploring, but once they've sort of got used to it, hopefully in a couple of hours or later on today, they'll do some charging around in and out of it, because it's the kind of thing that they like to sort of like race into and tumble around with each other. Yes, we'll be able to see finally be able to see what you get up to when you go into the hidden places of the dark tunnels. Yes, because we've got a secret camera. Yes, we have. Well, that's all from us here at FerretTube TV. The girls are actually outside digging in the sandpit right now. Oh, hello. Wriggles has come to say goodbye. It is time for me to turn out the lights as I prepare for another week living with ferrets. If you do want to watch the show being recorded, tune in at 7 p.m. GMT every Friday on FerretTube. Of course, the Outside Run is on YouTube 24/7. And if they are asleep, well, we have new clips, ferret tips and tech guides going up almost daily. So make sure you hit subscribe and ring the notification bell so you will know when we've posted something new. And if you want to get social, you will find us on Discord, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. As I said, please do go to the Instagram. Definitely worth a follow as it's completely different content from here. And thank you very much, Annie, as ever, for doing that. And if you really love what we do and want to support us on Patreon, you will get early access to the weekly clips, exclusive footage from our Patreon cam, and you'll be helping us reach the goal of opening our doors to rescue ferrets this summer. We will put all the links you need in the description below. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next week, ferret fans.